Here, right now, the earth, the mother, the sky, the four directions. This present moment is a sample of eternity and bliss.
So these systems are getting really tested, and whatever gets tested by like the most intense thrash, whatever lasts is worth lasting, and whatever doesn't isn't worth lasting, and it's going to be rebuilt into something new and better. So it's like, man, this is terrible. Obviously, it's a really, really terrible thing that's going on. And so, this is going to be a hard one to forgive. Looking at all these dead animals and just covered with oil, I have a lot of trouble forgiving certain things. I hold on to this energy, and in my mind, I know that I don't want to do that. I don't want to hold on to this energy. It's toxic, you know, and I know that without forgiving these other people in my life, I'm only hurting myself.
Thus far have I spoken philosophic wisdom. Now hear of the divine connection that brings one to freedom. On this path there's no loss, so be of good cheer. A little advancement relieves one from fear.
That it's like a birthing happening. It's like the humans on some other level are kind of coming through the birth canal, and where we have to try, just as the earth is helping to push us. It's helping us to be better people, and it's helping us to evolve, and it's helping us to get to the golden age that we all want and know is coming, right?
Yeah, it's just like one of the final waves of purification.
Yeah. This happening, you know, in the ocean feels like the very, like many of us have known for a while that it's been happening. Here it is for us to really see. Like, we could feel it on the inside, you know, and we knew the environment wasn't going in a good direction, but it was happening at such a pace that people didn't really have to look at it. And now it's way more in our faces to have to deal with it.
And the people who are like trying to ignore it are having a harder and harder time ignoring it.
Treat pleasure and pain alike in all seasons. The sober take refuge in God with good reason.
I can agree with the birth analogy, but I think probably what makes me angry about it is it doesn't seem like a natural birth. It seems more like a C-section. Like somebody came in to Mother Earth and intervened with something that was very unnatural. And as a mother, we have a birth plan. We tell them what it is that we want to do. It's important to us.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to start thinking about the earth being important to us. And I think that, you know, unfortunately, 75% of the planet just thinks this is the place where they're staying for 75 to 80 years, and then they're moving on.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't even seem to be giving a crap about their kids even. It's like, you know, it's like if people don't care about themselves, at least they could look at the kids and go, okay, am I leaving something that I feel good about here to them?
In myself, I am free from desire. Still I do righteous things, the world to inspire. One who's in knowledge of God's supreme whole chooses work in devotion, what's good for the soul.
In terms of stargazing and asking for help, because, you know, when we're sick and our blood is toxic, we seek a doctor who is more knowledgeable than us. And I believe that starlight sends the messages, because we're all star matter, and so we're intimately connected with starlight. And I feel like taking direct starlight into our pupils and spending time with the night sky when we can see the stars, the other worlds, the other planetary systems, and ask with an open heart to receive through the light instructions, and also asking for extraterrestrial help. Like I said, it may sound a little bit nuts, but I believe that that's something that if all of us would collectively get on, we might could get somewhere.
Right on.
Interesting, yeah.
The way I see it is, I mean, we could look up at the stars and try to transfer our energy and ask for extraterrestrial help, or we could focus on using that energy to fix ourselves, because we all already know pretty much everything. It's just people are too blinded by their egos and by the material world to see it. But do we really need to ask anyone else other than ourselves for the answers?
It may be that there's
It's
a balance
all of
between
those
both.
things.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
There's a balance
I mean,
between everything.
For some people,
There are other things in the universe. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
said though about balance though. You know, there's day and there's night. Daytime is a great time for planning about the earth. But what about the nighttime? It's a time when the stars are just sending their light directly into our pupils. We can look directly at a star and a star system. I mean, maybe just meditate in that way. Maybe not. What do I need to do?
That sounds really interesting.
You have to resolve the story.
I feel like this is a time for us to just, you know, whatever intuitive flashes we get, follow them. Whatever's true for you, just go with it. Really go with it. Like that's. I think we're learning to trust ourselves.
Green air, green air. The air is green because the trees breathe out what we breathe in, and we breathe out what the trees breathe in.
When we know what the truth is, and you know it when you hear it, and you know it when you feel it. And, you know, you're going to take some stuff and you're going to discard the rest. I mean, that's how we do it, you know. You can read any book of wisdom and go, I don't really like that part. That doesn't really ring true. But this does, and I like that, and I'm going to go with that. And that's how we create ourselves and make up our own truth.
Well, and you made the analogy earlier about the ocean being our blood and how it's being poisoned. And how do we expect as human beings, when we can't get people to pay attention to what we're doing to our own bodies in regards to allowing the government and the Food Administration and, you know, to put poison into our bodies, into our children's bodies and the public school systems on a daily basis. I mean, our own bodies, and then worry about the body of the earth.
You just got to say to somebody, hey, do you understand that's what you're eating? Do you here, let me show you. Here's a mango, you know, like this is real food. That's what you have to do for people. It's not about just telling them the way they should be. It's about showing them and living those values that you have and living the change you want to see in the world. It's not about just getting frustrated. It's about behaving in a way that makes other people also want to behave that way.
Like flowers blooming in the springtime, our hearts are for each other. Sunshine, I like the way you look into my eyes. It seems the waiting was gone to sunrise.
Yeah, it's going to have to start almost at a corporate level to reach the amount of people that it needs to reach fast enough to be able to save the planet.
And maybe it won't be fast enough, you know. Some of my father used to always tell me, who's not my real father, is an old black man, maybe y'all know him, Jabari. He's an artist around town. He's about 66. Y'all see him painting. I highly suggest anybody stopping to talk to him. I think everybody said good things today and asked great questions. And one thing is, we talk about corporations and we sit back and we look at the TV, we look at the way the world's going, we go to work or whatever it is that, you know, consumes your day. I don't knock anybody in this life. But the thing is, really, the mass population of this world is the unconscious, not the corporations. And that's the truth of it. I counsel kids, and these kids are violent. These are the kids that are more destructive than anything. You think it's the people who put somebody behind bars for a crime they didn't commit who hold the power. And yes, they hold a lot of power. But when it comes down to it, it's the people who hold the power. And it's not about over-conquering anybody. It's about peace and love. But finding short interpretations in the world of reaction, because we live in a world of reaction. Why do we not speak up? Why do we have hesitation? Why do we not say what we really want to say? Because we know some people get fierce. Well, I can tell you words that do work with violent people. The world's got to understand that we care about this very moment. What you said about the mango is good. You know what I'm saying? What everyone's saying tonight is very good. But right here in the heart, I think is the start. And that's just what I truly believe to my fullest. I've seen kids who have the ability, hundreds, thousands of kids I've counseled, who have the ability to change like that if they think it's cool to love.